I never thought my life would fall apart because of the woman I loved the most. My name is Daniel, and this is the story of how one innocent hug from my son changed everything I thought I knew about love, trust, and family. Emily and I were high school sweethearts. We got married young, built our home from scratch, and had our son Noah. He was our miracle, our reason to smile even on the hardest days. For years, I believed we were the perfect family. We laughed, we dreamed, we planned our future. But somewhere along the way something changed. It started small. Emily became quiet. Her laughter didn't sound the same. Her eyes, once full of warmth, seemed lost, distant. She began working late. Her phone, once left lying anywhere, was now always in her hand or hidden away. Whenever I asked if something was wrong, she'd say, "I'm just tired, Daniel. You worry too much." And I wanted to believe her. I really did. Because when you love someone deeply, you cling to denial. You'd rather break yourself than accept that something's broken between you. One evening, I came home early. Emily was in the kitchen, cooking dinner. I walked up behind her, wrapped my arms around her waist, and whispered, "I missed you." She froze, then slowly, she pulled away and said softly, "Not now, Daniel." Something in her tone told me the truth. I just didn't want to hear it yet. Weeks passed, and the distance between us grew like an invisible wall. I told myself we were just going through a phase, but deep down, I knew something was wrong. And then one night I found out. Noah had fallen asleep watching cartoons and Emily's phone was buzzing on the couch. I glanced over and saw a message light up the screen. "Last night was amazing. I can't stop thinking about you." My heart stopped. I picked up her phone, my hands shaking. There were more messages. "I love you. When can I see you again? He'll never find out." Pictures. Words. Secrets I was never supposed to see. It was her coworker, Adam. The same guy she once called just a friend. When Emily came home, I couldn't even look at her. My chest felt heavy, like I was drowning. I showed her the phone and asked quietly, "How long?" She looked down, tears filling her eyes, and whispered, "I'm sorry, Daniel. I didn't mean for this to happen." That night, I slept on the couch. I stared at the ceiling for hours, listening to the silence, the kind that only comes after something inside you dies. Days turned into weeks. We still lived under the same roof, but we barely spoke. We did it for Noah. I didn't want him to see the truth. Not yet, but children are smarter than we think. He could feel the tension. The smiles that never reached our eyes. The way I avoided touching her hand at dinner. Then one night. The night that broke me completely. I came home late after sitting alone in my car for hours, just thinking. Noah was still awake. He was sitting on the couch with one of his drawings. It was the three of us. Me, Emily, and him, smiling, holding hands. When he saw me, he jumped up and hugged me tight. And then he said, "Daddy, please don't leave Mommy. She cries when you're not here." Those words, they pierced straight through me. I hugged him back, but I couldn't speak. My throat tightened, my eyes burned. Because my little boy, my innocent, loving son, didn't understand that his mother's choices had already broken our home. In that moment, I realized I had two choices. Stay and live a lie for the sake of comfort, or leave and give my son the truth he deserved. The next morning, Emily and I sat down together. For the first time in weeks, we really talked. She was full of regret. She said she wanted to fix things. But I couldn't do it. Too much had been lost. Trust, love, respect. We agreed to separate, peacefully, for Noah's sake. When we told him, he looked confused. "So we won't all live together anymore?" he asked softly. Emily nodded, tears streaming down her face. Then Noah looked at me and said, "Can we still be a family? Even if we live in different houses?" I couldn't hold it in anymore. I hugged him tight and whispered, "Always, buddy. We'll always be your family." That night, when I was alone, I broke down completely. Because I realized that sometimes, love doesn't end with shouting or hatred. It ends with silence, with tears, with the weight of a goodbye you never wanted to say. It's been almost a year since then. Emily and I talk sometimes, mostly about Noah. She's trying to make things right in her own way, and I've learned to forgive, not for her, but for myself. Every time Noah hugs me, I remember that moment, that small voice saying, "Please don't leave." It reminds me that love still exists, pure, unbroken, in my son's heart, and that's enough to keep me going. Because sometimes, life teaches you the hardest lessons in the gentlest moments. And sometimes a hug from your child is what finally shows you the strength to let go.